What a weekend, my people. What a weekend. You know when you think it just can't get any better? Weekend on weekend on weekend. Game week on game week on game week. It just keeps getting better. Chelsea lose to Sunderland at the Bridge. Sweet. Liverpool lose to Brentford at Brentford. I was there, 2 eyes in the flesh. Amazing stuff. Then City go and just add the sauce to a beautiful weekend. At times I didn't know whether I was enjoying us being up 1-0 against Palace more than I was seeing Villa and Mr. Unai Emery leading 1-0 against City, knowing that the result of this is another weekend where Arsenal move a step closer. Still early days, but it's a step closer. Why? Because we've built a little gap. Why? Because we continue winning games without even playing too well. We shithoused it again. Set piece again. Ole ole again. We just keep on grinding it out. We keep on finding a way. We keep on doing what we need to do, people. I'm going to get into the game and we can talk about the details of it. But the reality of it is, you know, I'm on a wave. We're on a wave. Let's enjoy. We're winning. We're winning. We're winning. And the Ops are losing. They're losing. They're losing. Long may that continue. City play Liverpool in a couple of weeks too. Can't forget that. And that's our title rivals. Even though the table might tell you something different. The table might tell you Bournemouth and Sunderland are the title rivals. But listen, it's still very early. Let's not forget, can't write anyone off. City, Liverpool, Bournemouth, Sunderland. Very early. Game week 9. Game week 9. Let's not get carried away. Some might say I got carried away yesterday going Brentford, Liverpool. I was going to, you know, watch a game of football. I'm the community man. Community stadium, football man. And I saw a beautiful game. Goals galore. The result, you know, was I there for the result? Put it this way, you know, I might have been out there 60, 70 minutes if the scoreline was going another way. So maybe I am getting a bit carried away, but that's what football's about, people. I'm happy to be back here. Back where, you ask? Back here. Back believing. Back riding waves. Knowing that I might fall off, we might fall off. But also knowing that we might do it. We might actually get over the line. It's about time. Mikel, set pieces, Yova. It will all make sense if come May we have our 2 hands on that Premier League title. Some might say come March, the way we're moving and the way the Ops are moving. If you can even call it moving. What a day, what a weekend. Another one, hit the like button, make sure you are subscribed, people. If CARLSBERG made weekends... But I ain't sponsored by CARLSBERG, I'm sponsored by Proton, people. So QR code is on the screen. Make sure you scan it. Click the link in the description if you haven't got a phone to scan it with. There's a link in the pinned comment too. Make use of it. Why? Protect yourself, your data, your privacy, your security. Listen, it's been a great weekend. Imagine you come home from the game, come home from watching it with friends, and you open out your email and you're locked out. Why am I locked out? Because someone's hacked you, brother. Someone's hacked you, sister. You didn't have Proton. Why didn't you have Proton? I've been telling you for nearly a year now. Get Proton. There's 15,000 servers. So wherever you're coming home to, you'll be protected. 115 countries. Yeah, where you are now. So scan it, click it, protect yourself, protect your data, protect your privacy, protect your family. You see, another clean sheet. That one's not sponsored by Proton. Arsenal's clean sheets. It's something beautiful. It's something beautiful. It's... Oh, what a platform. Because listen, at times in that game, in the second half, I was looking at it thinking, Palace are surely going to at least have a decent chance on goal. It never came. And everything was in and around the box, all of the pressure that we did have to deal with at times across that 90 minutes, really. When you consider it was a home game, I think Palace had, you know, some very good patches across the 90 minutes, both in the first half and the second half. It just felt like similar to Fulham, where I mentioned they had moments and a lot of the comment section were like, well, they didn't have shots. I feel like Crystal Palace had moments where it looked like they were going to get a shot out of it at the very least. And listen, I think Raya faced his first shot on target in however many minutes, couldn't care less. He kept it out. It's another clean sheet. What's that? 10 in 13. 10 clean sheets in 13. What are the records? Put it in the comment section. After you like the vid, after you hype the vid. I need to know the record. What's the record clean sheets in a single season? We know the goals conceded record. We've heard about it. You know, they try to pull it out when we pull out the gold one, the cheek. But I just want to know some of the defensive records, because the way our defense is moving, and that's with Saliba coming off at half time. Saliba coming off at half time. Another game this season where a big player has come off due to injury. And as I speak, I remember Declan coming off with injury. Saliba and Rice both off in the same game with injury. And none of us are sweating. None of us are nervous. The op saying ooh-ing and ah-ing. They know we've got depth. They know we're well equipped. But Arsenal fans, I ain't going to lie to you, this can't continue. Both the way we're playing in open play and the injuries, because as much as we're not moaning, as much as we're dealing with it, the injuries, it's been a mad start to the season. To have two key players come off in the same game, and I think that's happened twice this season, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't Saka and Odegaard taken off in the same game? I can't remember, but we've had a lot of injuries, a lot of key players missing a game or two, patches, key players missing months, key players still not here since the start of the season. So seeing Saliba and Rice go down, listen, we're blessed that our midweek game is Carabao Cup, because listen, yes, I want to win Carabao Cup. I want to win everything we're in. But the Carabao Cup is where you rotate. The Carabao Cup is where I expect to see Nwaneri starting, maybe a Dalman starting, maybe a Martinelli up top, you know, Norgard, Mosquera, Hincapié, heck, give Kepa a start. That's Carabao Cup. So we've got a week, you know, to get back to sharpness, to get Saliba and Rice going again. The Rice one looked more of a knock. You know, fingers crossed it's not anything more. He was, you know, holding his lower back. He had a lower back issue a few weeks ago, just before international break. So hopefully it's not a knock-on effect. Hopefully it's just, okay, he felt something and, you know, but to be honest, if he feels something and there's still a lot to play for in the game, which there was, Rice doesn't normally come off unless he has to. So fingers crossed for Declan, fingers crossed for Saliba, fingers crossed for Liverpool, fingers crossed for City, fingers crossed for Chelsea, because if we win this league, unbearable isn't the word, wouldn't be the word. Because the haters have really piled on over the years, whether we're finishing 8th out of the picture or whether we're finishing 2nd on the cusp, just in the picture. The haters have been hating, the hate watchers have been recording. And I'm going to tell you something. I didn't know hate watchers were so good. The dopamine, the hit, the rush it's something else. Listen, football's a beautiful game. It's you know, it's a funny game. It's a beautiful game. It's a serious game. But if I had known these hate watchers were so satisfying, I would have started a lot sooner. But hey, maybe just in time. Just in time for what? Ask me in May. Maybe by then you'd already know. Hit the like button, people. Make sure you are subscribed. I ain't really got to get into much of a detail about the game, because the first half, I mean, yeah, the first half, that's about it. That's my review of the first half. But yeah, the first half was, we didn't have our first shot until the 33rd minute. Trossard, near post. We scored in the 38th. Eze, beautiful finish. Set piece again, ole and all of that. Even though, you know, it was towards Gabriel. Gabriel tussled for it. So I think Gabriel should have got that assist. Why? He's in my fantasy team in Premier League, and you know he was there or thereabouts. Someone proved to me that he didn't get the final touch on the ball, and then I'll say, okay. Until then, it's corruption. So Gabriel tussling, it lands to Eze, and you know I think it was Wharton who was trying to, you know, move him out of the way of the ball, and he just twists his body around, full-blooded strike of the ball into the back of the net, and lo and behold, that's all we needed, 1-0. You know, lucky because we wasn't creating chances like that in this game. Another game where you could say we wasn't creating the chances from open play that, you know, you'd want us to, you'd expect looking at some of the attacking talent that we have. And I do think that we can't continue playing this way and relying on, the hustle and bustle of our set pieces. Eventually it will catch up. We need to start moving the ball quicker. We need to start pulling defenders out of positions. We need to start working into the spaces created by those defenders getting pulled out of position. There's just so much we need to still, finalize in that final third, still equip ourselves well enough in that final third that I'm confident. I'm confident because we're top. We're 5 points clear. Well, actually, I say 5 points. We're 4 points clear of Bournemouth, 5 points clear of Sunderland, 6 points clear of City, 7 points clear of Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool. 7 points clear of Liverpool. United are 6 points off as well. United are above Liverpool and they're above Chelsea. Mad. I'm recording this as the Tottenham game's going on, so I don't know how that's going to end. And to be honest with you, I couldn't care less how that ends. Come on, Everton, and all of that. But what was the same, bigger fish to fry? And Tottenham's not even a fish I'm looking for at the market. So, yeah, whatever happens there, happens there. But you see the Big Six main show, Monday night, Grizz, smoked. Steve, believe. Matisse, bring the white flag. And Tobes, just make sure your fucking lighting's blessed. Love for the love, people. Like, hype, subscribe, do all of that stuff. And I'll be back with Loose Cannons. Loose Cannons out Monday morning, early as possible. Peace.